In this video, we're going to be going through all of the figures you will need to populate the upcoming Vintage Collection Nevarro Cantina Playset and how much they will cost. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at all of the figures that you will need to populate the upcoming Nevarro Cantina Playset. Now, with this playset being based on a scene from The Mandalorian, I'll also be looking at the figures, accessories and vehicles that Hasbro still need to produce to allow us to truly complete the scene. So before we get started, I kindly ask that if you do happen to enjoy this video, please leave a like by clicking the little thumbs up button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for future content. Alright, so I'm sure you will know that the main idea behind this playset is to enable us to recreate the shootout from the final 2 episodes of Season 1 of The Mandalorian. Even though the playset does have the ability to change the window to a clean version, I don't think it's realistic at this point to think that Hasbro will make a whole bunch of Cantina aliens to populate a busy bar scene. Of course, we live in hope that one day that will change, but for now, I'll be talking about the shootout scene. And for that, the first thing you will need is Stormtroopers, and not the remnant versions. We need the clean white Imperial Stormtroopers that pile out of the troop transports. VC 140 is perfect for this, and fortunately these are being restocked for next year. You can currently pre-order them from Entertainment Earth, link in the description below, or alternatively there is the new 4-pack that is exclusive to Hasbro Pulse and Shop Disney, which I hope more of will become available. To accompany the Stormtroopers, you're going to need Death Troopers. Now, of course, the playset does include one packed in on a new Mandalorian card back, but I'm sure most of you won't want to open that one, so therefore you will need to turn to eBay, where both the Rogue One and the 3.75-inch Black Series versions will set you back around $20 each. Then of course you're going to need the main bad guy himself, Moff Gideon, and luckily he is still available at retail, including Entertainment Earth, but I'm sure most of you have got him anyway. If you haven't, then I highly recommend you do get him. It is a great figure. Let's stay outside the cantina for a moment and talk about vehicles and accessories. We already have the troop transport, which was a welcome addition, and again, at the time of recording this video, is still available at retail. But what about the ones that are missing and that I would love Hasbro to produce? First of all, we're going to need an EWeb Cannon to go with our Stormtroopers. Now, reminiscent of the old Kenner tripod cannon, this would look awesome in a vintage style box. I would love the toy to come with the little white box that the troopers remove the cannon part from, plus the power box and a tripod stand as separate pieces. If we are truly going to set up the cantina to recreate the shootout, then an EWeb Cannon is almost as important as the figures themselves. If Hasbro were to do this, then I think it could open the door to other mini rigs and accessories, which of course would be awesome for the line. Also on the outside of the cantina is Moff Gideon's TIE Fighter. Hasbro have made one, but annoyingly in the wrong scale. Released in the child-focused mini fleet line, TVC collectors can only look on in envy. I think it's a real shame for whatever reason that vehicles seem to be suffering the most. With just a repainted X-Wing in 2021, it seems that vehicles represent the biggest risk, something I hope will change as the line becomes even more popular. Maybe Hasbro could modify the body of a previous TIE Fighter to incorporate the landing gear and then create the folding wings. Maybe this won't require too much new tooling, I don't know, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Another vehicle that we need, and one that I'm very surprised hasn't been released already, is the speeder bike. We desperately need a white version from The Mandalorian for our brand new IG-11 figure to ride. Now, like the Black Series version, it needs to include a biker scout, preferably all new, with the satchel and Grogu. The Toys R Us exclusive speeder bike from 2012 is as good as it's going to get in my opinion, and a simple repaint is all that's needed. While they're at it, why not release the brown version for our Endor Luke Skywalker that we all got this year? Moving on to the inside of the cantina, and in the main you should already have most of the figures needed. Before Moff Gideon's arrival, our heroes go to the cantina to meet the client, and in this scene, Din Djarin in his clean Beskar, Cara Dune, Greef Karga, remnant Stormtroopers, a Death Star droid, and the client himself are all present. With the exception of Greef Karga and the client, which I'll come on to in a second, all of those figures should be available with the exception of Cara Dune, who for obvious reasons is no longer available at retail. you can still pick her up for around $25 to $30 on the secondary market. As for Greef Karga and the Client, both have been released in the Black Series, so it is my hope that in the not too distant future we will see them in the Vintage Collection. For now, you'll have to use the Season 2 version of Greef Karga as a stand-in. Why Hasbro chose to release the Season 2 Greef Karga still perplexes me today. The Client is a must, after all he features in multiple episodes and is needed for the final Cantina showdown. Then of course at the end of the shootout you do have IG-11 arrive, and we also have the Din Djarin in his battle damaged armour. Both of those figures we have, which is great. We also have the Incinerator Trooper, so no more figures are needed there. But finally, one more figure I would absolutely love Hasbro to make is the Ferry Droid. Disney Parks just released the accessories for their big Build-A-Droid line, so come on Hasbro, give us a new Astromech Ferry Droid so we can finish this scene off. So there you have it, everything that we will need to populate the Nevarro Cantina shootout scene. Out of everything that Hasbro still need to make, I think Greef Karga and the Client are the two most important. Next on the list would be the EWeb Cannon and the Speeder Bike. But that's just my most wanted. What about you? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and a big thank you to all of my supporters on Patreon and channel members. It's greatly appreciated. Don't forget to drop a like down below if you've enjoyed the video, and we shall see you on the next one.